Corporate broke me and Wigs saved me. I spent 3 months, only 3 months in corporate, and then I was done. I had to leave. I was completely done with everything that happened in that short period. Let's get straight into the story. Hi gorgeous, if you're new here, my name is Shilu, Boss Babe Shilu, and I deal with everything business and beauty. So I'll be showing you more videos on how to install wigs without glue. I'll be teaching you how to start a wig business without having a lot of capital. I'm also going to be diving into the Airbnb business because I have been a host for quite some years now. So there's a lot coming up, so definitely subscribe and like this video down below. So let's get straight into what happened when I went to corporate, right? What are these horrible things? So I actually went to university at Wits. I did my undergrad in finance and investment and marketing. So it was a double commerce thing going on. So I had chosen marketing and finance and investment. I enjoyed it. I loved Wits. It's a good university. It's very good. But while I was there, I started selling wigs on the side just to make some extra coin, right? So I started selling wigs while I was still in university. And back then I used to hang up the posters everywhere. I used to do everything. When you enjoy something, you don't mind going the extra mile, advertising the way you can and asking your friends to help you out. I used to do a lot, just walking around the different campuses, putting up my price list and everything. So I really enjoyed that. After I got my undergrad, I actually got it in 2020, which was the year of Corona. I was actually supposed to graduate the week that they closed the country. So I've actually never walked on a stage before because of Corona, because then I did my honors the next year. I did my honors in finance and investment at Wits as well, and I still didn't get to graduate because Corona was still happening, so there were no in-person graduations. So I've actually never graduated before after going through so much stress. After so much work there at Wits, I did not graduate, right? So, but yeah, I got my honors in finance and investment in 2020, and then I got my first job at a investments company, a really big one, a good one. Well, appears to be a good one, right? And remember, guys, this was years ago. I don't know how the company culture is there now. When I was there, it was really bad. Sometimes when they say a place is fast-paced, what they actually want to say is that they don't have enough hands on deck. They are behind because they don't have enough people working. They just need to hire more people, and then it's not going to be as fast-paced as it is, right? So yeah, so I got a job at that place, and the first red flag was the fact that it was just females only, black females, which was like, okay, cool, you're just happy to get a good job with nice benefits and good pay, right? Because we all just want to finally get the job, and it took a while before I got it, so I was really happy to have had it. So then they give each of us mentors, and the mentor they gave me is someone who he told me that he helped start the company. And this mentor actually told me that the reason why they pick black females is because they know that black females are less, they tend to ask for more less compared to males. Males are more aggressive with their careers. They want to evolve. They want to work up the ladder more than females do. He said females tend to have more of a responsibility at home, so you won't really want to work up the ladder. You won't have a lot of issues. You'll want to stay in the position that you're in. So he was telling me this to kind of give me advice on how I should act, how I should present myself in order to do well, because it was a graduate program, right? So I did find that kind of sus that they would hire black females for that one reason, and they had a problem with retention because of the program. You'd find yourself working in that position for a longer period of time than you should be. So cool. This mentor, by the way, super old white man that I had, and he turned out to be the person who was going to harass me. They gave me a mentor that had a history of sexual harassment. Why would you do that, right? The first thing you would do is say, okay, this guy has a history of sexual harassment, let's not make him anybody's mentor. But they did it anyways. It just shows you how much they don't really care for their workers, right? So then I went on to start the program. We were completely overworked. We were working from morning until evening. You get home, you continue working again until late hours, because if you don't do the work, it's going to be on you the next day. You're the one who's going to be in trouble, right? Trying to catch up and all these things. In that office, there were people who would go to the bathroom just to cry and then come back, continue working. You didn't even have time to eat. You'd eat while you're working, and they did a lot of incentives where they would, get some chicken licken, furnos, those kind of things. They bring them in while you're working to kind of, keep it going, make you feel like they care about you and stuff like that, right? So another part of working there was the fact that a lot of their clients were Afrikaans. Because their clients are Afrikaans, they would speak to the investors in Afrikaans, their portfolio managers in Afrikaans, and they would in turn send us emails in Afrikaans, and then you'd have to have your Google Translate open and change it into English and stuff like that. So that's just another thing that was going on over there. You know, you'd think after so many years of, you know, being democracy and stuff like that, people would be more accommodative and send emails in English, but that sort of thing still happens, which is quite a shame, right? So yeah, that was one of the things that was going on over there. It was crazy. I'll tell you that it was a lot. It was a lot. We were going through it. We were going through it there, but we were like, okay, you'd have that thing in your mind to say, okay, I'm not going to be in this position forever. I'm going to be given another role when the graduate program is over, right? So we were just trying to be strong, and yeah, being shouted at in Afrikaans, stuff like that, it's really not nice, right? So yeah, it's still their world. It's kind of still their world, especially in that company, and yeah, it really sucked, right? So besides that, the mentor was, you know, he started off by saying comments, right? Small comments like, oh, you're so pretty, or this or that, you know, just hitting on me and stuff. And then I would not welcome those things, right? I would show him that I do not like it when he does that, but he just continued and he just laughed it off, right? And the parking there was only one way to enter. If you're driving there, I used to drive there, you drive in the parking, and it's the kind of parking that there's only light if it senses movement, right? So I'd always park there, and then all of a sudden he started waiting for me there, which also escalated into something. All of a sudden he started touching me on my shoulders. All of a sudden he starts, you know, trying to touch me in front of others, even in front of my manager, even to the point where my manager told me that, you know what, you need to watch out for this guy, be safe around him because he's got a bit of a history. So I was like, oh, okay, so everybody knows about this guy. Why did they make him my mentor? And so he just continued. He became worse and worse and worse. The physical touch became worse. And then there was no other choice but to go to HR and tell them about it, right? So I went to HR, I told them about it, I wrote a statement. They told me, oh, this is not good because nobody's safe, all females are not safe in this. We're going to deal with this ASAP, you know, that sort of thing. I think it was a Monday when I went to report it. So cool. I reported it and I went straight back to work. Funny enough, when I went down the elevator, he was sitting there at his desk and he was just, you know, waving at me, smiles and all that. And I was like, oh my gosh, at least I have reported him. Things will be okay now. All I'll have to do is worry about, you know, meeting my targets, because they would check our targets every day. There was a system that would check how you're doing daily. You know, I just need to focus on that only, because at this point I had so much anxiety. It's a new environment. There's the Afrikaans thing. There's all this work, and then now there's this man, right? So I was like, okay, at least now that I've reported, things are gonna get better, and I felt better at ease. I go back to my desk, continue working. Monday goes, Tuesday goes, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Still, the man is still in the office. He's still working there. He's still doing crazy things. He's still getting worse and worse, right? Waiting for me in the parking lot, you know, just shocking me all the time, right? It just kept getting worse, and I was so anxious. They weren't sending me emails. There was no feedback. There was nothing, guys. Complete nothing, to the point where I decided to stop going, because they clearly did not care, right? How come they didn't tell him to work from home? How come they didn't, you know, launch an investigation ASAP? Because it was really scary. It got really bad. He just kept getting worse. So I just stopped going. That Friday was the last time I went there. I went to a doctor and she wrote me a letter for everything that I was going through. They got the letter, and then they eventually got to the case, and now the head of the HR and the HR, that lady that I had written my statement with, they started now blaming each other like, oh, you're the reason why this case has been sitting, you know, back and forth. The CEO said no matter what, they're going to fire him because they don't condone, you know, sexual harassment and all this thing. The case happened, and then he continued to work there. I didn't go back. Luckily for me, I had a good support system. My sisters were supportive, my mother was supportive, I had a supportive partner. So everyone was with me to say, okay, maybe you should leave, you know, and look for another company to work for. So I left. I never went back, and I continued with my hair business. As remember, I had started while I was still in university, so all I did was continue with it, and then I started making good money each month, just increasing, you know, making as much money as I made at my work, which was good money. I realized that if I just put in all the effort, if I'm excited about it and I'm doing it every day with joy and passion, I'm going to do well. So I just continued that, and my business kept growing to a point where I started teaching others as well. I've taught so many people, and they have gained from my classes too. So what I just want to remind you is there's more than one way to get to one result. So by the way, I never went back to corporate. It's 2025 now. I left, it was 2021, so it's been like 4 years since I've been doing full-time entrepreneurship. And yes, I'm surviving. Yes, I'm having a good time. Yes, I have money for investments and whatnot. It's possible. It just matters on how much work you put in, your confidence, knowing that you're able to do it. You need to change your mindset. This mind needs to change. Once your mindset changes, you'll be able to get anything that you want. Take it from me. You can get anything that you want. You don't have to leave your corporate job. You can do corporate and a side hustle at the same time. You can do your side hustle full time if you put in all the effort that you need to put in. It's possible. I'm here to tell you it's possible. At some point, I was so anxious and stressed, like, why do I have to go through all these crazy things, right? But today, I'm happy. Of course, business is stressful here and there, but then I enjoy what I do. I'm able to also help others in what I do as well. So it brings me joy. I'm at peace. I'm happy. So I just want to tell you that there is light at the other side of the tunnel. There's light on the other side. And another thing you need to know is there's nothing bad with corporate. You can find a good company. If you know how to deal with certain issues, you should be fine. You should be okay. But for those who feel like they're more, towards the what do you call this, entrepreneurship side of life, that's okay too. You just need to open your mind, expose your mind, learn, go to YouTube, search about the industries that you're interested in, search about these things so that you can be informed about what's going on out there. You can make money in business full time. You just need to have the right mindset and it will take you far. So yeah, guys, that's a summary of what went down. I obviously didn't dwell too deep into every single thing that happened, but it was a bad place. I was in a really bad place, and I know also God is involved. God is always there, and He has plans for you always. Even if you feel like He's not there, He's there, trust me. Yeah, it was a crazy time. It was a short period that felt like a really long period. And I'm on the other side now. I've got different kinds of problems. I'm dealing with different kinds of things. When you start to hire people, because I have hired people before, I've worked with people in my business, and it comes with different problems. You have responsibilities. Now you're responsible for the people working for you, which is okay. I don't mind. It's a different kind of life problem, and I enjoy those kinds of life problems. Problems with my suppliers, problems with customers, yeah, I'm happy there. And yeah, things happen for a reason. Just your mind. Change your mind and you'll be good to go. So yeah, guys, I hope that encouraged you a little bit, right? Because I feel like if I didn't have my hair business, if I hadn't started with that, I would have been so so torn apart after I left the company. I would have been so sad and stuff because I wouldn't have any income coming in, right? But because I was in the hair business, I had income come in, so that really softened the blow. It really helped me and made me realize that, everything that I want, I can get. I have it all in me. It's all in me. It's all up to me. And same thing for you. It's all in you. It's all up to you, no matter what situation you're going through. So yeah, guys, that's the short story I wanted to just talk about today. If you do want more detailed, you want me to go more in detail with everything, you can comment that below. And if you have any other questions, you can also comment there below with about the hair business and Airbnb and whatnot. You can comment below and I will get back to you. Enjoy your day, guys, and don't forget there is more than one way to get to one result.